So this is my neighbor's, and I'd kind of like to use it, but it doesn't run. So it's a older 1990s or so LeRoi 185 air compressor. Screw type. And I got fuel everywhere except to the injectors. So I'm thinking I'm going to tackle checking out this pump. There's got to be something in the pump. I'm going to take the fuel injection pump off and see what I can find in there, because something's not pumping. And before I do that, I'm going to see if I can find all the timing marks, because I sure don't want to have to time this thing. So in the book they talk about a scribe mark here. Well, I don't have it, so I'm going to make one. But also there's this hole back here that should have something in there if I rotate the engine around. So right now I've got to figure out how I'm going to rotate it around. I can't get to the fan to grab hold of that, so I'll have to think of something. Well, I found this 1.5 inch socket would fit on the end of the crank pulley down there, but I couldn't get a wrench on the socket. So my choices are to make something or come up with something else. So I have here, this is positive from the battery, and this is the starter. I want to jockey the starter. Well, I think I am. That doesn't work. Got hot there. Now if I could just see what's going on in that hole. Yell at me when you see it go by. Ooh, right there. Is that a mark or an oil drip? That's just oil. Well, I think this is it. There's a hole. Oh. Let's see. I'm trying to get the camera in there, but let's see. In there's this hole. And I think there's a tool you put in the hole, the big hole, that the pin that goes to the little hole. And that's how you know you're on number 1. And then, I don't know, that says C there, but, well, maybe. If I'm 180 out, since this is a 4-stroke, then it might say C there, as long as I put it all back together the way I found it. Kind of looks like it's in the middle. Plate in there, and C lines up with that. So there's my marks there. So all I need to do is scribe a line on that, and then I should be able to get this all back together in the same way it came apart. There's something in the drive it's not a spline. So since I've done all the other stuff, I'm going to guess the little plungers inside here are stuck, because that's what does all the high pressure pumping. It's got all these marks here, so that mark is in the center of that. G mark is lined up with that. F mark is lined up with that. Yes, the big deal is C and B are lined up with that and that. That's so I can get the thing back together in the same place. This is not going to be. This one had rusty looking stuff on it. Let's see, so thin part goes to the notch. Oh, and these are stuck. That's why it's not pumping. These are really, really stuck. One. There's two. Can't see anything bad on them, but they sure don't want to slide. There, it's starting to slide. There's this snap clip here, goes in there. Nope, doesn't go in there. Goes in there. Get all this goo off that. See, we got our C and our B lined up. Okay, I got this all put back together here. Now I need to prime it up, see if it pumps through the injection pump. So the book says you use this little pumper thing here, which I've done. So, oh, I need to put this back on because I took it off so it wouldn't. So when I was cranking the engine, it wouldn't pump fuel. Well, I'll work on that. There's a little lever. Push, 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 push. That's going to be a bunch of pushing because I cracked that line. I did say in the book that if the cam lobe is in the pump position, oh, there's a couple things. It won't pump because you've pushed the plunger internally on the engine. So it seems to be pumping. And then you need to crack this. Well, there's a couple places. Let's do this first. We got to fill up this whole chamber of the injection pump with fuel. So, and then once that's full, then this gets filled, and then there should be fuel there. It's a bunch of pumping, couple hundred pumps, and you need to have the ignition on because this has a electric fuel shutoff. So do that. Ignition's on. See, this solenoid here shuts off fuel with no power, and I checked it. It was all gummed up too. Everything was gummed up. I've left the atomizer lines loose, so once I get it primed manually, then I'll turn it over and see if we get some fuel out there. You can pump it and then you're compressing air and you can see little bubbles coming out of there, so you know you're not there yet. You're not to that point yet. Here's what happens when you get to there. Start squirting out. Yeah, coming out there. Okay, so now we're ready to test and see if we get the pump to work. So, you know, here's the key, whatever. Okay, so there's the squirt. That should do it. Was doing good there for a second. I don't know much about what this other thing does. Looks like it's an unloader, but I don't know. Well, so that thing was pulling it to no fuel. Got lots of leaks going on here. Blowing air. Well, stop switch works. Why doesn't it rev up? Well, I'll think about this. Yeah, the pump is leaking. So I need a kit for it, but that's okay. It works. Now, what does that do? I guess we'll find out. Okay, well, needs a little maintenance, and then it ought to be ready to go.